Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you all on behalf of Irfan Institute. The mission of our institute is as follows. According to research, life is equal to 15% technical skills plus 85% human engineering. Therefore, at Irfan Institute, our aim is learn to achieve excellence in any technical skill by following the best learning methodology, that is, do it yourself, and practicing the three main pillars of human engineering, that are truth, honesty, and justice. To achieve excellence in both technical skills and human engineering, Irfan offers a course. Introduction to Python. This is lecture number 9. Run your first Python program using Jupyter Notebook, and I am your instructor, Samavi Salman. Let's begin with the lecture outline. Inshallah, in this lecture, first I will present a quick recap. After that, I will present steps of writing a Python program using systematic thinking approach. And in the last, I will present steps for running your first Python program using Jupyter Notebook. Let's start with a quick recap. In the previous lecture, I presented how to locate and open Jupyter Notebook setup file on my computer, how to run the installation wizard to install Anaconda. Number 3, how to verify that Anaconda is successfully installed along with Jupyter Notebook. Steps of writing a Python program using systematic thinking approach. Inshallah, in the next slides, I will present a simple and step-by-step process to write Python program using systematic thinking approach. Inshallah, I will follow the following steps to write my first Python program using systematic thinking approach. Step 1. Write down real-world scenario. Step 2. Write down author and system information. Step 3. Write down purpose of the program. Step 4. Write down input, output, and processing. Number 5. Write code using an IDE with detailed comments. Number 6. Run the program. Write down a real-world scenario. Real-world scenario is as follows. At Irfan's school, Miss Aisha is teaching Python programming to grade 9. She wants her students to practice the concept of printing any string, for example, message, name, or address, etc. on the output screen. For this purpose, she wants to develop a program in Python programming language for her students. Step number 2. Write down author and system information. Author name, Ms. Samavi Salman. Program name, it's a Python program. Number 3. Programming language used for writing the program, that is Python. Operating system we will be using, Windows 8.1 Pro. IDE will be Jupyter Notebook. License public domain 1.0. Start date is 15th September 2022 and end date will be 15th September 2022. In step 3, write down the purpose of the program. Again, the purpose of program is written in multiple comments. The main purpose of the program is to print a message, that is string, on the output screen. Step 4. Write down input, processing and output. Input. A string. Purpose of our lives is friendship of Allah. Processing. The string will be displayed on the screen using print function, and the output will be a string displayed on the output screen. The purpose of our lives is friendship of Allah. Step 5. Write down code using an IDE with detailed comments. To summarize, in the first 4 steps, first of all, I completely and correctly understood the real-world scenario. After that, I explained author and system information in detail. In the third and fourth step, I used the information provided in real-world scenario to understand the purpose of the program and input, processing and output of the program. Now, in the fifth step, I will write high-quality Python code using Jupyter Notebook IDE to solve the problem mentioned in real-world scenario. I have already written the code for you, which is as follows. Please note that hash in Python programming is used for single line comments. Run the program. I run the code written in step 5 on Jupyter Notebook IDE and got the following message displayed on the output screen. Purpose of our lives is friendship of Allah. Now, let's move to the next part of this lecture, that is, steps to run your first Python program using Jupyter Notebook. Inshallah, in the next slide, I will present a simple and step-by-step process to run Python program using Jupyter Notebook. Inshallah, I will follow the following steps to run my first Python program using Jupyter Notebook. Step 1. Open Jupyter Notebook. Recall, in the previous lecture, that is lecture number 8, install Anaconda for Windows, I opened and verified the installation of Jupyter Notebook. Here, I will follow the same steps to open Jupyter Notebook IDE. Step number 2. Create and save new file in Jupyter Notebook. Step number 3. Write your code. And the last step is to run your code. Let's move to Jupyter Notebook and implement these steps practically. To open the Jupyter Notebook application, I will first click on Start button and search Anaconda Navigator from here. Click on Anaconda Navigator. Let's wait for the IDE to start. It will take a few moments. The Anaconda Navigator process begins. This dialog box is saying that do you wish to update to Anaconda Navigator 2.3.0 now? For now, I'm clicking on No, remind me later. Let me scroll this a little bit. Here you can see Jupyter Notebook version 6.4.8. Click on Launch button to open Jupyter Notebook. Here you can see the progress begins. Here, the home page of Jupyter Notebook opens. Now, I want to create a Jupyter Notebook file. Click on New on the right side. From the drop-down, select Python 3 IPY kernel. This is the Jupyter Notebook IDE. So we will be typing our code here in this cell. This is called a cell in terms of Jupyter Notebook. Let's discuss a few important features of Jupyter Notebook that will help us in writing and executing the Python program. Let's begin with the file. If I click on File, you can see New Notebook. From here, you can create a new Jupyter Notebook file. You can also open the existing file stored in your system. Save As will allow you to save the file. Rename the file is also a feature of Jupyter Notebook. Download As is the most important option, as sometimes we need to download the Jupyter Notebook file in different formats. For that purpose, we will be using Download As. We can download the file as HTML, LaTeX, Markdown, Notebook that can be opened again, PDF, REST, Python, Reveal.js slides, and PDF via HTML. The most commonly used ones are HTML, Notebook file, Python file, and PDF. The close, as the name implies, is for closing the notebook file. Now here's the Edit tab. As the name implies, cut cells are used for cutting out cells, copy for copying cells, delete cells will delete the cell, split cell. Insert cell above will help you in inserting another cell, as this one above or below the already existing cell. This is the cell. Run cell. As you can see, the shortcuts are also given along with the options. If you press Ctrl plus Enter, it will also run the cell, but the selection of cell is mandatory. Run cell and select below. Run cell and insert below. Run all cells at once. Run all above cells, excluding the below ones, and run all below cells, excluding the above ones. I hope I'm making the stuff clear. This icon is used for save and checkpoint. The save and checkpoint is used, as you can see here. The last checkpoint is 5 minutes ago. Auto saved. It is used for auto saving the file. This is used to insert a cell below. If I click on this, you can see here another cell has been entered. This is used for cut selected cell. If I this color bar is showing that the cell is selected. If I click on cut selected cell, you can see that the cell disappeared. Copy selected cell. Now this cell is selected. If I click on this cell is copied, and I can now paste it using this function. Paste and paste and paste and paste and now this moves selected cell up. Okay, let me write our random content in the so that we can differentiate between the cells, whether they are moving up or not. So, as you know, comments in Python starts with a hash symbol. So, hash first program, first Python program, I guess. Okay, if I select this cell and click on move selected cell up, here you can see that the selected cell moved upward, and if I play with the same cell and click on move selected cell, is on the second number now, which shows that the cell has moved down. Okay, if the next option is run, if I run this cell, how would we know that whether the cell or the code executed or not, as I haven't write any content yet? Click on run. Here, line 1 means the cell is executed. This is one of the main points which we need to discuss. Here you can see that the cell is of code type. What if I want to write headings in Jupyter Notebook? Jupyter Notebook also allows us to enter headings, paragraphs, and content like that. We can also insert images in Jupyter Notebook, and those will be displayed on the output screen. Let me show you the way of inserting heading. In the second cell, I am going to write first Python program. If I select from the drop down markdown, this is a paragraph. Click on run or press shift enter. This is the paragraph. The content is displayed as it is. But this is not the case with the code. If I run this cell by clicking on run, you can see that nothing is printed. However, in the previous case, first Python program is displayed on the output screen. Now, let's play with the same cell again. If I double click on this cell, the output again changes into the cell. But this will only be the case if I wrote a piece of code in the cell and then press shift enter or run the program. The output will not be converted into cell. Right? Okay. Now, if I convert this cell into a heading, you can see that this is a heading level 2. Okay. Jupyter Notebook no longer uses special heading cells. Instead, writing your heading in markdown cell using hash character. Okay. Hash turns the text blue. It means it's a heading. But it's a heading of tag h2. But what if I want to change this heading into h3? I'll put another hash. Again one, again one, again one. You can observe that the size of heading varies as the number of hashes did. Right? Okay. Here you can see that I have wrote the code in one set. This section is the author and system information. Here is the purpose of the program, and this is the code. Now, the point that need to be considered here, not that important, but should be discussed, that it is not necessary to put all code in one cell. We can use multiple cells for displaying the information, as the number of lines of code may put a scroller which we need to scroll again and again, and if there are number of lines, then it would be difficult for a developer to do so. So for that purpose, I can use 3 cells for 3 sections. That is, I can put this in one cell, this in the second cell, and this in the third cell. This is quite possible. Output didn't affect it because of that. But For now, I will be running this code. Now how to run this? I won't be clicking on run. I'm clicking on shift plus enter to execute the set. Here you can see that I'm getting an error as the word print is capital. The P of print is capital. However, in Python, the P of print is small. This shows, as you can see, if I am writing P capital, the word color is black, and if I am replacing it with small p, the color turns green. This is the color indicator, which is indicating that you are not using the proper keyword, right? Okay. Now again, let me click on shift plus enter. Here you can see that the output purpose of our lives is friendship of Allah is displayed on the output screen. Before ending up, another point needs to be considered that I haven't put any semicolon or colon after print function, which is used in C# as well as C language and other languages, etc. in many other languages. But in Python, we don't need to add any delimiter after the command. And another difference is we don't have to initialize a variable. We need to just declare the variable and use them. If I put this string in a variable, and let me cut this string from here using Ctrl X and declare a variable. I'm not using the word initialize, I'm using the word declare. So it would be let's use a variable text equal to and pasting the string using Ctrl V. Here you can see that I haven't used var or string or any other data type with text. The intelligence of Python already knows that if a text is written in double quotes, it's a string. Let's print text. Again, shift enter, and here you can see the output isn't changed. Purpose of our lives is friendship of Allah. I hope this tutorial helps you in learning Jupyter Notebook. If you want to explore Jupyter Notebook more, please leave comments. We will be glad to help you out. Let's move back to the slides. In order to summarize the points discussed in the lecture, I presented a step-by-step process to run your first Python program using Jupyter Notebook. Abdullah bin Masud narrated that Allah's Messenger Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The person closest to me on the day of judgment is the one who sent the most salat, that is, Durood Sharif, upon me." Allah give us tawfiq to abundantly recite Durood Sharif on our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We shall be thankful to you if you may please provide your valuable feedback on this lecture. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless all of us with His afiyat and karam, both in this world and hereafter. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.